Are you trying to learn a skill and want to find a genuine expert to help you do this? Well, we're the experts in expertise and we're here to help. Imagine you're practicing a skill. You could use deliberate practice, an approach proposed as one of the most effective and efficient learning approaches for skill acquisition. There are 6 components involved in deliberate practice, one being the use of an expert who has already figured out the best method to learn a specific skill. It has been noted, however, that there are some issues in identifying a true expert.
For example, a study by Hodgson tested wine judges on their expertise. These judges, who were part of a major 4-year wine competition, were each given 30 different wine samples, with some samples originating from the same bottle. They found that the majority of these so-called experts were actually not very good at judging the wine they were tasting. They often gave inconsistent ratings to wine samples that were poured from exactly the same bottle. These findings bring into question the importance of properly defining expertise and highlight some major pitfalls in identifying who an expert really is, in any domain.
Firstly, when we try to define what an expert is, our first point of call is the dictionary. The Oxford Dictionary says an expert is someone who is practiced, skillful, and well-informed. The legal definition is a person having skill or experience or peculiar knowledge on certain subjects or professions. These sound pretty accurate until we remember that the definition of an expert is domain-specific, meaning it is easier to define expertise in some domains compared to others. For example, an expert chess player can be easily measured by their ability to win games. Meanwhile, an art expert can be harder to define, as judging art is more subjective with a less easily measured outcome.
Secondly, sometimes experience can be mistaken for expertise. A common myth is that it takes 10,000 hours of practice in any domain to become an expert. However, that could be 10,000 hours of awful practice. There is also evidence that familiarity with a topic isn't a good guide as to whether you know something. We need an actual measure of expertise, not just experience.
Thirdly, the standard of expertise can be circular. This is a common issue with peer-defined experts. If a group of wine tasters deem themselves as experts and set the expertise bar, all future expert wine tasters will only need to be as good as those initial wine tasters to be called experts. We need some external measurement criterion, like a taste test.
So now that we've looked at all these issues, how do you actually find an expert? Well, what we need are reliable and valid measures of performance on tasks that are reflective of a specific domain. This way, we can operationalize what an expert is, making it much easier to objectively measure how much of an expert a person really is. For example, we can set the rule that a person should be able to accurately distinguish between 3 glasses of wines before being able to call themselves a wine expert.
Furthermore, according to Erickson and Lehman, if an individual can always consistently perform at a significantly high level on tasks that are representative of a domain, chances are you've found an expert. For example, a wine taster should be able to turn up at any time of the day and consistently distinguish a number of different wines with a high level of performance, because it's not enough to be good at them just once. When expertise is measured objectively, we can scientifically evaluate whether our experts are as genuine as they claim to be.
Follow these recommendations and you'll have the best chance of identifying a genuine expert, so you can take your deliberate practice to the next level.